Mr. Kantak, if you're ready, we can start. It's 11.
Yeah, I'm ready. Shall we start?
Okay, just give me a moment.
This meeting is being recorded.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Mangalore Chemicals and Fertilizers Limited and SKP Securities, it's my pleasure to welcome you to MCFL's Q3 FY23 earnings webinar. We have with us Mr. Nitin Kantak, Whole-Time Director, a 39 years veteran in the fertilizers business at the Advents Group. Along with him, we have Mr. Muralidharan, Chief Financial Officer, whom most of you have already met in the past webinars. All participant lines have been muted, and this webinar is being recorded for compliance reasons. We'll have the opening remarks and presentation from Mr. Kantak and Mr. Muralidharan, followed by a Q&A session. Thank you, and over to you, Mr. Kantak.
Thanks, Naveen, for this conference call, and very good morning to all of you. Warm welcome for attending this call. I would like to start with giving you an overview of the fertilizer scene. Overall, the fertilizer sector performed well during this quarter. The global supplies of key fertilizer inputs further improved during this quarter. Also, softening trend of raw material prices continued. All India urea primary sales for the quarter increased by 13.3% over Q3 22 from 96 lakh tons to 108.8 lakh metric tons. Cumulative urea sales for the year increased by 7.5% compared to previous year from 261.7 lakh metric tons to 281.4 lakh metric tons. All India DAP sales for the quarter increased by 7.8% over Q3 22 from 37.8 lakh metric ton to 40.7 lakh metric ton. And cumulative for the year, the DAP sales were up 16.1% from 79.5 lakh metric ton to 92.3 lakh metric ton. NP and NPK sales for the quarter increased by 18.4% over Q3 22 from 26.4 lakh metric ton to 31 for the 18.7% from 95.4 lakh metric ton to 80.3 lakh metric ton. Coming to MCFL marketing area, Karnataka, that is Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Kerala and Maharashtra. The industry urea sales for the quarter increased by 18% over Q3 22 from 16.88 lakh metric ton to 19.85 lakh metric ton. Whereas the MCFL sales increased by 9% from 1.13 lakh metric ton to 1.22 lakh metric ton. Industry DAP sales increased by 103% from 3.12 lakh metric ton to 6.32 lakh metric ton. Whereas MCFL were down by 61% from 15,000 metric ton to 6,000 metric ton. We had taken a conscious decision to limit DAP manufacturing imports during this quarter due to low contributions and utilize the manufacturing capacity for other NP grade, that is 20, 20, 0, 30. Which had much higher contribution. NPA to 65,000 metric tons. Coming to MCFL financial performance, you may recall during the investor call of Q2 23, I had informed you that we will come back with much improved performance. I am delighted to come to you with a robust performance for this quarter. In fact, this is the best ever quarterly performance in the history of MCFL. We have started reaping the benefits of implementation of ammonia energy improvement project I am proud to inform you that MCFL ammonia urea plants are the most efficient amongst the vintage ammonia urea plants converted from naphtha to natural gas. Also, we are amongst the top 10 most efficient urea plants in the country. During the quarter, we have operated our ammonia and urea margins on urea. Similarly, softening of phosphoric acid and ammonia prices has helped us post very good contributions on our phosphatic fertilizer product mix. MCFL has registered a revenue growth of INR 1180 crores for the quarter, growing 54% year on year and 306% over the previous quarter. Higher revenue growth was due to continuous run of ammonia urea plants, as I said, at higher loads, and also due to the better contributions on NP, DAP. Also, after this subsidy was declared by the Department of Fertilizers, it was more profitable to operate the plants at high loads. Cumulative for the year, revenue growth is 2,478 crores, which is 14% higher than 21-22. For the quarter, MCFL posted an EBITDA of INR 148 crores compared to INR 71 crores for Q3 22 and negative EBITDA of INR 16 crores in Q2 23. Profit before tax is INR 97 crores for the quarter against INR 47 crores for Q3 22 and loss of INR 49.5 crores in the previous quarter. Profit after tax is 76 crores compared to INR 31 crores in Q3 22 and loss of INR 32 crores in previous quarter. We have thus wiped out the loss of 9.4 crores of H2 23 and our cumulative profit after tax for the year ending December 2022 is INR 67 crores. We are hopeful of continuing this positive trend for the next quarter. I would like to highlight an important development which has taken place during this quarter. As you may be aware, Government of India had initiated One Nation, One Fertilizer, wherein all fertilizer companies should sell all types of fertilizers under Bharat brand. So we have started dispatches of our product under Bharat brand as per the bag design provided by Department of Fertilizers. Government has also initiated another scheme called Pradhan Mantri Krishi Samruddhi Kendra program, wherein all retailer fertilizer shops in the country have to be converted as PM Krishi Samruddhi Kendra. Thus, during this quarter, MCFL has converted 86 retailer shops at district headquarters into PM KSP as per the DOF allotment. I will now hand over to our CFO, Mr. T. Muralidharan, to give the presentation and give you more details about our financial performance for this quarter. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kantak. Murli, please take over. You can share your presentation now.
Yeah. Thank you. Good morning. My presentation is visible to all of you?
Yes, Murli, it's visible.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Kantak. You have made my job more easier by giving some financial numbers. Nevertheless, we will take you through the presentation. As highlighted by Mr. Nitin Kantak, we have posted the best performance on a quarterly basis. This is the first quarter we have posted results. Okay.
Can you put it on the full screen?
Murli, at the bottom left-hand corner of your screen, you'll be able to make it a presentation so that yes, thank you.
We cover the presentation in 2 parts. One is the highlights for the quarter and 9 months ended 31st December 2022, and past annual performance as well. Okay, as regards the key highlights for this quarter, Ammonia Energy Improvement Project was commissioned in September 22, and urea production is ramped up, as explained by Mr. Nitin Kantak. In respect of DAP and NPK, we optimize the operations by suitable product mix in view of the viability and availability of critical raw materials. This was our strategy to ensure that the economic viability is the basis for our operations. Now I move on to some statistics data on the operations. MCFL had an increase in revenue of 54% during the quarter on account of higher sales volume and commodity prices, and 14% increase during the 9 months period, despite reduction in sales volume on account of higher commodity prices. Coming to EBITDA, EBITDA has increased by 109% for the quarter and reduced by 1% for the 9 months compared to previous year. Coming to PBT and PAT, we have registered an increase of 105% and 145% respectively during the quarter, and reduction of 35% and 20% respectively during these 9 months ended compared to last year, primarily on account of shutdown of urea plant for commissioning of Ammonia Energy Improvement Project during second quarter of FY23. Now we shall present the details of production, sales and revenue. The production and sale of urea is 1.24 lakh tons and 1.22 lakh tons respectively in Q3 FY23, compared to production of 1.1 lakh tons and sale of 1.13 lakh tons in the corresponding quarter of FY22. The production and sale of urea is 2.08 lakh tons and 2.07 lakh tons respectively in 9 months period ended FY23, ending 23, compared to a production of 3.35 lakh tons and sale of 3.38 lakh tons in the corresponding period of FY22. As regards the complex fertilizers, we have sold 0.71 lakh tons in current quarter compared to 0.57 lakh metric tons in FY22 Q3. Also, we have sold 1.83 lakh tons in 9 months of current financial year FY23 compared to 2.3 lakh tons in 9 months FY22. Coming to revenue. Revenue from operations. Revenue from urea is rupees 720 crores for FY23 Q3 as against 448 crores in Q3 of FY22. Urea for 9 months FY23 is 1,209 crores as against 1,169 crores in 9 months period for FY22. Coming to the revenue from non-urea business, registered revenue of rupees 453 crores in Q3 FY23 as against 313 crores of in FY22 Q3. Whereas we registered a growth in revenue of non-urea business at rupees 1,269 crores in 9 months period for FY23 as against rupees 1,008 crores in 9 months FY22. In in spite of reduction in volume due to increased subsidy rates on account of higher commodity prices. Now we shall look at the financial position. Accretion to net worth is rupees 53 crores and it is 736 crores in December 22 as against 63 crores in March 22. Coming to debt, as far as long-term debt, there is an increase of 91 crores in December 22 over March 2022. This is primarily on account of the loan availed for the ammonia energy improvement project, which is commissioned in current financial year after factoring the repayment of some of the existing long-term loans. Coming to long-term debt, which is working capital, which is at 1,143 crores in December 22 as against rupees 1,124 crores for March 22. Almost they have been very stable. The short-term surplus was rupees 403 crores at end of Q3 FY23 as against rupees 557 crores at end of FY22. This is primarily on account of subsidy disbursement the last week of March 22, leading to short-term surplus as at end of FY22. Now we shall present the position of receivables. As all of you know, there are two types of receivables in the bulk fertilizer industry. One is market debtors, which we receive from the dealers. Other one is subsidy dues from the Government of India. As regards the dealer debt, it is rupees 129 crores at the end of Q3 FY23 as against rupees 88 crores end of FY22. This clearly demonstrates the liquidity in the market is very high. Coming to subsidy receivables, it is rupees 645 crores at the end of Q3 FY23 as against rupees 577 crores at end of FY22. Subsequently, we have received rupees 247 crores in January 23. So also escalation for gas price for Q2 FY23 was notified on 24 January 23. Escalation amount of rupees 140 crores is expected to be received shortly. Now we move on to look at some annual past performance quickly. The revenue for operations has been at rupees 3,000 crore levels in FY19, and similar levels are seen in FY22. The trend will continue for FY23 as well. Coming to EBITDA, you can see from the levels of 200 crores for FY19, we are able to grow to levels of 235 crores in FY22, which will further grow in current financial year FY23. As far as PBT is concerned, from the levels of 50 crores, we improved to the levels of 135 crores in FY22, primarily on account of reduction in finance cost. As regards PAT, we have been able to improve from rupees 33 crores in FY19 to 88 crores in FY22. As regards cash profit, it has improved from rupees 70 crores in FY19 to rupees 140 crores in FY22. Earnings per share also improved from 3 rupees per share in FY19 to rupees 7 per share in FY22. Regarding receivables, it could be seen that total receivables have come down from the levels of rupees 1,564 crores in FY19 to the levels of 665 crores in FY22, as this on account of improved liquidity in the market and significant reduction in subsidy receivables on account of the fiscal stimulus given in FY22 during COVID-19 to clear the subsidy arrears, and continued additional support is given by Government of India in FY22 as well. We expect this will tend to continue in FY23 as well. Now we shall see the details of production and sales. We are able to consistently produce to the levels of 3.8 lakh tons, which is our reassessed capacity, and we are able to produce additional 50,000 tons in FY22. Current year we'll be short of 50,000 tons on account of loss of production during the implementation of energy improvement project. Coming to P&K Fertilizers, it has been standard in the past 4 years. This is overview of MC operations as regards the location of the plant, products manufactured, the capacities, market identities, and the brand. We continue this slide for maybe few first-time participants. The plant is situated at Mangalore, West Coast, opposite Mangalore Port, and the present capacity is 3.8 lakh tons of urea, which is otherwise called resource capacity, whereas capacity of DAP and complex fertilizers is 2.8 lakh tons. We also do trading in MOP and DAP based on market opportunity, availability of product, and commercial viability. We operate predominantly in the states of Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Maharashtra. We sell about 70% of our sales in Karnataka, 4% in Kerala, 10% in Tamil Nadu, 8% Andhra, remaining in Telangana and Maharashtra. We sell under the brand called Jai Kisan Mangala. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Murli. That was very helpful. Friends, we now start with the Q&A session. We'll wait for a couple of minutes, let some questions line up, and we can get started. Anyone who wishes to ask a question, request you to raise your hand. We'll unmute you and take your question. Okay, let's we have a question from Krishna Kumar, better known as KK, ex-CEO at Sundaram Mutual. KK, please go ahead.
Hi. Good morning, sir, and congratulations on completing the projects and so could you give us some color in terms of further new projects that you may take up post this current phase? Any colors that you would be able to give us in terms of expansion plans, debottlenecking in the next 24 months?
Yes, I'll take this. Mr. Krishna Kumar, thank you for your question. Yes, we do have plans for putting up a sulfuric acid plant. So we are taking to the board in next board meeting, and we are going to go with the expansion of our sulfuric acid plant. Right now we have a small capacity sulfuric acid plant of 100 tons per day, and we import sulfuric acid, of course indigenously or from abroad. So we want to put up a new plant of about 300 tons capacity, which will suffice our requirement, as well as we will be able to sell whatever surplus sulfuric acid available. So this we are going to immediately take up in the next year, as we have started generating income after completion of our energy saving project. And going forward, maybe over the next 3 or 4 years, we are also looking at putting up a new DAP plant. So as our financial position strengthens over the next few years, we will take that call.
Fine, sir. Fine, sir. And sir, in terms of the expectation of the budget, is there any proposals that the industry has put forward, sir, incrementally to the finance minister ahead of the budget? Can it give some color if anything is expected?
Right now in this budget, we don't expect any major changes in this, but we believe the subsidy is likely to be revised soon after the budget. These are the indications which have come to us. This is on NPK fertilizers. So NBS subsidy, whatever was declared in October, that is likely to be revised. As of now, it is still not notified, but it is likely to be notified after the budget session. And it is because the commodity prices are going down, it is going to be revised downwards.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, KK. The next question is from Riddhesh Gandhi. Riddhesh, please go ahead.
Hi, sir. Just wanted to understand, so how much of our actually incremental profitability is it driven by the cost saving on the power that we have implemented in September?
You can do those details, please.
Yeah, Mr. Gandhi, the project was commissioned in September 22, as you know that. Okay. So our targeted additional EBITDA is rupees 100 crores per annum. Okay, and 30 crores will go towards servicing the loans borrowed for this commission the project, and 20 crores go towards depreciation. So we'll be able to generate 50 crores of PBT out of this project on an annual basis. Okay, so on a quarterly basis, you could see that we are able to generate close to about 15 crores. Okay,
go ahead. And then just to understand, obviously we've seen a large increase in the profitability effectively, right? And I guess the revenue is also a factor of the gas prices, etc. But how should we look at the sustainability, and how should we look at the run rate of the business going forward?
See, the top line growth is driven current quarter is to some extent on account of higher sales volume, about 15%. Remaining is driven by commodity prices as outlined by you. Okay, and the gas prices is one of the driving factor which gets automatically recognized by the government of India as per the urea pricing scheme. Okay, it's reflected in the top line. Okay. And going forward, the prices are as explained by Mr. Kantak, the prices of commodity prices are cooling, and government of India is trying to reduce negotiate with the various geographies to bring the commodities at a affordable price. And the trend is there'll be correction happening going forward from Q4 onwards.
Good. But if we were to look at it, I understand that at the end of the day, the prices will go up and down based on where the gas prices are. But our returns are sort of regulated, right? So effectively, as we look at the profitability, it should be in similar lines. I mean, I guess the revenue should go down, but then your profit margins will go up, or how should we be looking at the business going ahead?
See, these prices will go up and down as you correctly presented by you. The margins also will move in tandem with the prices. Okay, margins cannot be sustainable. Okay, despite the prices going up or coming down. Okay. So there is a link between the commodity prices and the margins in this industry, which is differently poised. Okay, so the current levels of what I call the profitability cannot be maintained. Okay, sustained. Okay, when the prices are and the trend of pricing is the downturn.
So overall, if we were to, is there a right way to look at it as EBITDA per ton? Is the way in which we should be looking at it, or should we be looking at it as a particular ROE based on the business, or how should we be looking at it?
Yeah, I think correctly you understood, Mr. Gandhi. This industry operates more on EBITDA per ton. Okay, yeah. And again, EBITDA per ton sometimes due to what we call the timing difference, few quarters we'll able to realize a higher EBITDA. Subsequently quarters it get corrected. Okay. So any comparison on a quarterly basis is very difficult to draw in a long-term view. You should look at a long-term, what you call long-term period. Maybe an year will be a much more better way of looking at things. Okay.
Yeah. So let's say looking into FY24. Okay. How should we be looking at FY24 from let's say an EBITDA perspective?
Yeah, a good question, Mr. Gandhi. So EBITDA level, current levels, as you see in my presentations, we have posted 235 crores in the last financial year FY22. So we will be able to improve in FY24. Okay, EBITDA levels of 350 crores. Okay, this is primarily driven by this 100 crores of EBITDA what we are able to realize after post this project commissioning, and also few other efficiencies we'll be able to rope in. So from 235 crores levels what we posted FY22, leaving this year as an year of implementation and releasing the benefits, and full year on FY24, you could see the EBITDA growing to the levels of 350 crores.
350 crores of EBITDA on the existing capacities.
Exactly.
Understood. So I will join by the queue in case others are there. Are a few.
Yeah, no problem. Welcome.
Thanks, Riddhesh. The next question is from Nirav Jimudia. Nirav, please go ahead.
Hi, good afternoon, sir. In fact, good morning, sir. So, sir, I have two set of questions. So, my voice is audible?
Yeah. Yes, please.
Yes, Nirav, you are loud and clear.
Yeah. So, sir, just wanted to understand your perspective on nano urea, because we have been reading two set of information. One, which is coming from the government side, where it alluded the fact that one bottle of nano urea could replace one bag of traditional or a conventional urea, which is almost like 20 million tons of urea could easily be replaced by the nano urea, which government is claiming and for which they are in the process of setting up the plants. So what I was also reading is urea spraying is required in two phases. So one on the leaves and one before you start putting up the seed. So nano urea is effectively used in the second phase and not in the first phase. So traditional urea is here. But sir, when we go on the field and ask and inquire to the farmers, they are still reluctant to use nano urea. So just wanted to understand your perspective, because let's say if nano urea is available at a price at which your traditional urea is being getting sold, virtually those subsidies would be going away and we will be at 20 million tons of urea getting produced just through nano urea. So if you can just explain your thought process on the same, that would be helpful.
Yeah, Murli, I'll take this up.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Nirav, for this very good question. Mr. Nirav, you may be knowing that currently, in spite of urea capacities going up, new capacities coming up in the country, still our imports of urea are quite high. And actually, basically, the government wants to promote this nano urea to replace imported urea. So our existing consumption of whatever indigenous manufactured urea is there, that will continue. That is not going to reduce. But whatever imports are happening today, which are very, very significant imports, so that is going to come down by this replacement with nano urea. And you rightly said the nano urea as of now is still not taken off well by the farmers. Yeah, because nano urea has just been introduced, and it will take time for this to go into the farmer's mind to change the things how they are currently operating. So over the years, definitely nano urea is going to be produced, and it is and the manufactured urea, whatever is there, that will continue.
So, sir, just to continue with your answer. So, let's say hypothetically after 2-3 years when this product would be accepted, and we have also been reading in the newspapers that some more plants which are shut down, government is in the process of reviving 2-3 plants. So one at Sindri, one at Thelcher. So government is in the process of reviving those closed urea plants also. So if we take into account that and the nano urea, does it mean that probably the players currently what levels they are producing at, they have to reduce the production of the traditional urea, or correct me if I'm wrong, the traditional urea is only used to produce the nano urea. So if you can just explain the difference between two, that would be helpful, sir.
No, as I said, this current capacities have already come up. Some of the units are already commissioned and they already started producing. In spite of that, there is imported urea. So, going forward, nano urea will definitely increase, and the plan is to have zero imports going forward.
Correct.
That is the objective of the government.
Correct. Sir, my second question is on the energy consumption, because, sir, you explained that we have revamped our plant where we have converted the plant from the naphtha base to gas base. So government would allow you to recover this money over a period of some time through some higher energy consumption norm, probably.
Yes.
So if you can explain that, and what is our current energy consumption in Gcal per metric ton, and what calorific value gas we are currently using. So it's a mix of LNG and our domestic gas, because LNG has some higher calorific value, domestic gas, ONGC has some other calorific value, Reliance gas is having some other calorific value. So what is our blended calorific value, and what is our current energy consumption in Gcal per metric ton?
Yeah, currently, after implementation of the energy improvement project, we have already come down to a level of around 5.6 gigacalorie per ton of urea, although our target is around 5.5. So we are in the process of further optimizing. We already optimized over the last 2-3 months, and there are some minor teething issues. And once they are addressed, we will be at 5.5 gigacalorie per ton of urea.
Okay. And this capital expenditure, the government would have allowed us to recover over a period of 5 years, if I'm...
So, in fact, from the time we have changed over from naphtha to gas, so whatever investment was done on this conversion, the government has given normally as per the policy 5 years to recover it. So this started somewhere in 2020. Murli can give you the right time when it was done. I think November 2020 or so. So from that time, that investment, whatever was done, we will take about 5 years to recover that. That is what is allowed by the government.
So this extra 100 crores, what you mentioned, what we will earn in FY24, includes the portion of the amount being allowed by the government to in form of higher energy consumption to you. So that won't come after 5 years once we recover that amount, and then entirely would depend upon our energy consumption. If I'm right in the assumption, sir.
Yes, I think what you are saying is correct. Murli, you can throw some more light on this.
Yeah, I can able to provide to Nirav. See, as explained by Mr. Kantak, the cost we incurred for conversion of the naphtha to gas-based operations. We got the gas in November 2020, and we have a 5-year period to recover the investment made for that particular investment. And we are currently getting subsidy at our preset energy norm of 7.356 decal per ton.
Okay.
And this sunset of the existing preset norms will be in December 2025. Okay. By the time we would have recovered major amount towards the project which we commissioned in September 22, and the energy norm will come down to 6.5 gcal per ton from January 2026, and will continue for a period of another 5 years. But this is the understanding, and this is the commitment given by the Government of India. So besides MCFL, many other companies are also investing similar monies, okay, for reducing current energy consumptions, okay. So government is promised support for all the players in the industry to recover the investment.
Correct. So, sir, last question before I again join back into you. So, how much we have invested for this conversion one, and we are already at 5.5. So, that's a good amount of savings which we are currently doing on. So, even for let's say Jan 26 till let's say Jan 31, we'll be still having a lower consumption of energy vis-a-vis what the governments would be providing to you. So, am I correct in assuming that, sir?
You're not very audible. Can you just quickly run through this question again?
Yeah. So I'll just repeat my question again. So, how much amount we have invested for this conversion A, and B, sir, we are already at 5.6 Gcal per metric ton. What you mentioned that currently government is compensating us at a rate of 7.356, and later on for next 5 years it would be 6.5 from Jan 26. So we are still below what the government would be compensating us even from 2026 also. So is my assumption correct, sir?
Yeah. To answer your two questions, question one, the amount what we incurred for completing the project is about 440 crores.
Okay.
And the government will reimburse subsidy at the rate of 7.356 till December 25, and thereafter we'll get 6.5 Gcal per ton post January 26. Your understanding is correct.
Got it, sir. Thanks a lot for answering the questions in detail, and all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Neera. We have a question from Vineet Agrawal. Vineet, please go ahead.
Good morning, sir, and congratulations for the good set of numbers. So, I have one query on your volume bifurcation in terms of in-house manufacturing and trading for Q3, if you can provide.
We are not done any trading during the current quarter FY23. All our sales, what we disclosed to you in the presentation, is all only manufactured. Okay. Complex.
And sir, during this quarter, January, have we started trading or we are still manufacturing only?
Yeah, Murli, I will give it. Actually, the contributions on DAP have improved over the Q3 actually, and based on that, we took a decision of importing DAP. We have imported around 11,000 tons of DAP during this quarter, and this was received just end of December. And as of now, we have already sold that quantity. So that much quantity of trading will be there in Q4.
Okay, sir. And so is it possible to provide us the breakup of EBITDA of 140 crores between urea and NPK, or maybe in terms of EBITDA per ton between urea and NPK?
Murli, you can take it.
Vinith, you are referring to the current quarter?
Yes, sir.
See, we made about 7,000 rupees per ton, okay, EBITDA for urea, and 4,000 rupees on account of DAP, which we manufactured and sold, okay, and about 8,000 rupees per ton, okay, in NPK.
Okay, sir. And sir, as you said, this margin, this EBITDA per ton is not sustainable. So going forward, we may have lower than this. Am I correct? My understanding correct?
Yeah, 100% correct, Mr. Vineet Agarwal. Will give you the perspective. The current levels of the EBITDA we are able to post in the current quarter. It is an exceptional quarter where we are able to get additional EBITDA both in terms of urea as well as for DAP and N20, and Government of India has allowed us to make this additional EBITDA because of the subsidy rates were only revised in October. Okay, despite the prices of the commodities are going up in the H1 of current financial year FY23. Okay, for the companies to realize some of the lost margins are reduced to EBITDA, government has allowed this to for the Q3 only. As explained by Mr. Kantak, the NBS rates is under revision since the commodity prices further softened. Okay, from Q3 of FY23 to Q4 also. So Government of India is going to revise the subsidies downward since the prices of commodities have started the slide. Okay, so therefore we don't expect this high EBITDAs to be produced every year, every quarter.
So, sir, any color you can give? What could be the sustainable EBITDA per ton going ahead for urea, DAP, and NPK?
You see, and the current geopolitical risk, okay, it's very difficult to predict pricing, okay, and what type of disruption can happen in the market, okay. And normally we don't give any guidance because it's beyond our reach to give any guidance on this. Okay.
And sir, can you give us what is the pool gas price for Q3 FY23 and what is the current price?
1 second. See, the pool gas price was peaking in September 22 at $27 per MMBTU. It is already seen the slide, okay, during the Q3 FY23 to the levels of about 22, okay. So this trend is what will emerge going forward also.
So this 22 per MMBTU we can take average, right?
This is the price what was expected for December 22. Okay. See, further you could see that there is a further correction happening in commodity prices. So Government of India under the aegis of DOF is constantly looking for negotiations to bring the cost of commodities to the very lower levels, because it has got a very direct impact in terms of when the subsidy burden what they have to carry. Okay. So Government of India is getting involved directly with many geographies, with manufacturers, be it is a source of supply of gas, or the supply of phosphoric acid, or it is supply of ammonia as well. Okay, so they are trying to engage directly with the respective countries to bring or to have a special pricing for India as well. Okay, so this is at the diplomatic levels is been done. We are able to see a positive benefits happening in the last close to about 2 years, ever since this what I call the commodity prices were the upswing. Okay, starting from April 2021. Okay, so we are able to see this happening, and the prices will see corrections, and even globally also recession being talked about as a factor, and some other geographies where the demand for the fertilizers could be less depending upon the climatic conditions. That could also have a bearing on the pricing going forward.
Okay. So my next question on Nano DAP, which IFFCO is expected to launch sometime in March, and they are claiming that one bottle of Nano DAP will be equivalent to 1 kg of conventional DAP. So I mean, what would be the impact of the same, since we are more focused on DAP and we are planning another new plant for DAP in next 2-3 years. So how do you see this development?
Yeah. So DAP also, if you have seen, apart from whatever manufacturing capacity we have, there is a lot of trading of DAP which happens. So again, any nano DAP which comes into the market, it will only replace some of the portion of imported DAP. So it is not going to affect our manufactured DAP.
To supplement Mr. Kantak, the capacity utilization of the non-urea, that is complex fertilizers, is only about 75 to 80%. So government of this what I call the and large amount of trading is happening in the market existing. So this DAP, nano DAP cannot replace the manufacturing DAP. Okay.
Okay. And sir, my next question is on the amendment made by the government on the procurement policy of gas. I'm asking for my understanding purpose. They have allowed the fertilizer industry to buy around 1/5 of their monthly needs through domestic spot market. So their reason is to reduce the subsidy from urea. But what I want to understand is how it will impact our industry as well as MCFL in particular. If you can throw some light on this.
See,
you can.
Yeah, I can answer. See, there is small volume of gas is available in the APM that is being what called put on the tender for fertilizer companies and other companies, other buyers, other industry also to buy it out on a competitive basis. Okay, that is the objective of the government of India to put this APM gas for the fertilizer players. Coming to the second question, the volume there's not any impact for the MCFL because the fertilizer industry itself needs high volumes of gas. Based on the past data, 55 MMSCD is the requirement on a daily basis on the existing capacity of the urea plants. Okay, the allocation of APM gas is only to the levels of about 20 MMSCD. The remaining 35 MMSCD is being imported currently. So this whatever volume that are coming in may not have any big bearing. Okay, if at all there is a allocation of the APM gas to fertilizer industry, that could be very marginal and negligible. Okay, and may not have any impact on MCFL per se because all the companies in the country are governed by a uniform gas pool price.
Actually, I just wanted to understand this spot buying. This gas price will also be total pass through. Am I correct?
Yes.
Yes. Always the gas prices have been full pass through. The government of India is trying to reduce the subsidy burden by trying to get these getting whatever sources of gas at the best price possible. That is the endeavor of the government of India. In that process, APM gas auctioning is also another step in that.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. That's all from my side.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vinny. A request to participants, please restrict yourself to a couple of questions only. The next question is from Akul Brochwala. Akul, please go ahead.
Hi, am I audible?
Yes, Akul, loud and clear. Please go ahead.
Thanks for this opportunity and congrats to the management for good set of results. One is, of course, government's impetus has been to make phos acid available in an adequate manner. And that's the reason why, many of the private companies are tying up, arranging contracts with Morocco, specifically for rock phosphate. So, overall, does the management believe that phos acid availability will improve going forward? And will that also kind of, improve our manufacturing mix? If suppose phos acid availability and prices continue to go south?
Yeah, I will take this, Murali. Regarding the phosphoric acid, you are aware that MCFL belongs to the advanced group. And we have a long-term relationship with OCP group of Morocco. And in fact, our other sister company, Chambal Fertilizers, is having a joint venture with OCP. And we are able to get OCP acid. We have long-term contracts for getting OCP acid. And also we consume acid from other sources like Vietnam, Philippines and Indonesia. So which helps us meet our phosphoric acid targets. So now, yes, as you have said, just last week, the minister and delegation had gone to Morocco for a long-term tie-up of DAP as well as phosphoric acid. So going forward, definitely there will be more international relationship with OCP, and they will definitely help India with the acid supplies.
Got it. And in this context, what would be our capacity utilization for phosphatic fertilizers at this point for 3Q?
So 3Q, yes, we had some shutdown during this period because this acid price was not declared, and also the subsidy was not declared by the government. So around October, end of October, we had some stock out of phosphoric acid because the procurement action could not be taken. But since November 10th, we have been continuously operating till today. So that there is, as of now, there is no challenge of getting phosphoric acid supplies, and there will be a continuous operation of the plant.
Understood. So given, overall pricing scenario softening, so do we believe that, at least for upcoming quarters, the overall production for phosphatics from our end will continue to improve?
Can you please come again?
Yeah, so my question was, do we expect, manufacturing of phosphatic fertilizers to improve from our end, rather than trading? Can we expect that overall, utilization continues to go up in the upcoming quarters for phosphatic fertilizers?
We have a limited capacity of our AP plant, which is about 270,000 tons per annum. This year, of course, we have not been able to fully utilize our capacity because of imports. Imported acid we could not get. There was stock out of phosphoric acid on some of the occasions, even in Q1 and Q2. But going forward, we will be able to utilize our capacity fully.
Understood. And second question was, around capex, as you mentioned, sulfuric acid is something which we are looking at. So overall, is there any sort of, guidance for next year in terms of capex outlay?
Murali, you can give this.
See, still as explained by Mr. Kantak, we are looking at few other capex plans, like one sulfuric acid plant, about 100 tons per day capacity. Few other plants still in the drawing stage. Okay, and we will get back to you when when we take a final decision on that.
Sure. And my final question is on, overall, how are we looking at, debt repayment, and what would be the timeline sort of, to deleverage?
See, we have a term debt. There are two components we have. One is the amount we borrowed for purpose of working capital term loan in the past, okay, in 2018-19 times. So those things have been almost fully repaid, and by FY24 will be fully repaid. Okay, so that leaves only the amount of capex loans we borrowed, about 280 crores for this capex project on ammonia energy improvement project. That is got a set of 7 years for repayment. We structured this repayment period in align with the generation of cash flows of post commissioning this project. Okay, so and this also will repayment start from Q1 of FY24. So that is a bit of 7 years. You will see that as the opportunities are there to prepay also the loans based on the what we call the cash flow generations after post commission project. If we're able to generate additional cash flows, we have opportunity to prepay the loans also. Okay, so this MCFL has been very, very conscious about the high cost burden on account of term loans, and we have been what we call very systematic in putting our internal generations into the business, okay, as part of our commitment, so that we're able to reduce the cost of borrowing, okay, and able to report a better value for shareholders.
Got it, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Akul. Next question is from Kapil A. Kapil, please go ahead and ask your questions. Kapil, please unmute yourself and go ahead. I think Kapil there's some connectivity issue. Let's take the question from Darshita Shah. Darshita, please go ahead.
Hi, thank you for the opportunity. I just had one question regarding the phosphoric acid contract for the quarter. Are the negotiations done, or are we still under the negotiation to decide the phosphoric acid contract for 4Q?
Yeah, as of now, the phosphoric acid Q4 price is still not declared. The negotiations are still on between OCP and Indian partners. So as of now, it is still not finalized.
Okay, any approximate date as to when, or any tentative date if you can provide?
No, we will not be able to give that date, please.
All right. So, and I had one more question regarding the EBITDA per ton. Our EBITDA per ton is, of course, at quite an elevated levels. Is there any inventory benefit here, or is it largely due to higher realization and lower subsidy reduction that the government did in October, as compared to the reduction in raw material prices?
See, the elevated levels of the EBITDA for urea is not a factor of NBS rates because it is governed by different set of policies on urea. Okay, that is purely based on efficient operations and the price at which we procure gas. That is first answer. Second portion of our EBITDA per ton for DAP and N20, that is factored basically on account of the commodity prices coming down in Q3 from the levels of $1,015 per ton of phosphoric acid. It has come down to $1,175 dollars per ton. So that is one factor, and subsidy is not been revised post this correction. Okay, so that is the reasons for elevated levels of EBITDA during DAP and N20.
Right. Yeah, I was just trying to understand if there was any inventory benefit, but seems like there was not. It was largely due to reduction in raw material prices. Okay. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Okay. There is no benefit on inventory because as explained Mr. Kantak, so we were running out of acid during Q3. So we have no benefit to be carried forward because we are hand to mouth. We are operating the plant on the raw material inventory.
Right. Got it. Thank you.
Thank you, Darshita. Friends, we've run out of time and I see there are some follow-up questions. Mr. Kantak, do we have another 5 minutes or should we ask them to send us the questions by mail?
We can take one more.
Okay. Ridesh, please go ahead, ask your question, but please limit it to just one question. Ridesh?
Sir, I've already asked the question. It's fine. I'll go back.
Okay, thanks. Kapil, if you'd like to go, please go ahead and ask your question.
Hello.
Yes, Kapil.
Yeah, I just want to know, is there any debt reduction plan for the company?
Yeah, Murli, you can take.
Yeah. See, the current debt we have borrowed for working capital purposes is getting repaid by March 24. That leaves the loan borrowed for the current project which we executed in September 22, that is Ammonia Energy Improvement Project. So this is got a set of 7 years repayment schedule starting from Q1 of FY24. Okay. Based on the cash flows we generate going forward, okay, and we'll able to decide whether to any program to prepay the loans ahead of the schedule of repayment. Okay. That is based purely on the ability of the company to generate additional cash flows. At this point of time, very difficult to we don't have a plan to reduce unless we are able to generate the cash, okay, based on the current levels of the commodity price and the stance of the government of India on subsidy.
Okay, sir. Sir, and the next question is, in the next quarter, since the commodity prices are declining, so is there volume growth will be sufficient enough to maintain this run rate in EBITDA?
Can I come again? I'm not able to follow if you last a few words.
Sir, since the commodity prices are declining, so is there that volume growth or is there any trigger that will maintain this run rate in EBITDA?
Okay. There not any impact in the volume growth. So we continue to do the volumes what we did in Q3 maybe even better than in Q4. Okay. Coming to the EBITDA levels, as the commodity prices are softening, there will be impact on account of EBITDA. On account of this in EBITDA, there will be correction in EBITDA going forward.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Kapil. Friends, we've completely run out of time. Thank you for your questions. If there are any unanswered or follow-up questions, I've shared my email ID. Request you to send your questions to me, and we'll take it up with the management and get back to you once we get a report. I'd like to now hand over the webinar to Mr. Kantak for his closing remarks. Over to you, sir.
Thanks, Naveen. Thanks everyone for participating in this session and putting up very insightful questions. As I informed to you in my opening remarks, this quarter's performance is the best ever in almost 50 years operating history of MCFL. I assure you that MCFL team is committed and will put up our best efforts to continue performing well and create value for our shareholders. Thank you.
Thank you very much. On behalf of all of us at SKP Securities, I'd like to thank Mr. Kantak and Mr. Muralidharan for the time. And we look forward to hosting you for all future webinars and investor interactions. Thank you and have a nice day.